done, they say. The ground is ours, they say. But I still count the fence posts, like men in a shield wall, and the blade beside the door has not moved. It waits. The blade rests but does not sleep. It waits for blood the earth will keep.
Sverðið hvílist en sefur ei.
Það bíður blóðs jörð skal geyma. The fire burns, the bread is warm. The woman speaks of planting seeds, but my hands grip the table edge, the way they gripped the rim of oak before the arrows came. It waits. The blade rests but does not sleep.
It waits for blood the earth will keep.
Sverðið hvílist en sefur ei. Það bíður blóðs jörð skal geyma.
He oils the blade each night by fire. He tells himself it keeps the rust, but rust has never touched that steel. He claims it because his hands remember what peace has made them try to forget. The motion of drawing across a throat. He stops midway and stares at flame. The blade knows.
And the blade waits. The blade rests but does not sleep.
It waits for blood the earth will keep.
Sverðið hvílist en sefur ei. Það bíður blóðs jörð skal geyma. There is smoke above the village, but no fire burns below. The chimneys breathe from habit, the way a dead man's chest still shows. one last rise before the cold. No fire.
No fire.
There is smoke, but there is no fire. The peace we hold is built on wire.
Reykur en eldur eigi friður þráður sem brotnar.
They smile and pass the bread. They mend the nets and comb the wool. But every man who cuts the wood swings harder than the timber needs, and no one asks him why. No fire.
No fire.
There is smoke, but there is no fire. There is no fire. The peace we hold, is built on wire.
Built on wire. Reykur en eldur eigi friður þráður sem brotnar. I watched him split the logs at dawn, his shoulder wrong, his rhythm off. He split 9 logs, then split the 10th into pieces far too small to burn. He stood and stared at what he'd done, a pile of splinters, not of wood. And I knew the axe remembered flesh before it ever remembered bark.
There is smoke,
There is smoke,
but there is no fire.
there is no fire.
The peace we hold,
The peace we hold
is built on wire.
Reykur en eldur eigi friður þráður sem brotnar. We count the days in stitches sewn, each knot a name, each thread a bone. The cloth grows long, the winter short. We weave what war has left to sort, and none of us will say the word. We know before they know.
The women count the days in thread.
They weave the names of living and dead.
Konur telja daga í þræði.
Þær vefa nöfn, lifandi og dauðra.
My daughter asks me what I make. I tell her cloth to keep us warm. But every row I count the men who walk through fog and march through storm, and came back wearing someone else.
We know before they know.
The women count
The days in thread, they weave the names of living and dead.
keeps a cloth beneath the bed, with rows of knots I cannot read. I asked her once, what does it say? She looked at me the way the sky looks at the ground before the rain, and said it counts the days between the man who left and the thing that came. I had no answer for the thread.
The women count the days in thread. They weave the names of living and dead. Konur telja daga í þræði. Þær vefa nöft, lifandi og dauðra.
We know before they know.
We know before they know.
Before they know.
We know before they know. We know before they know.
My hands will not be still. They find the handle of the axe when there is nothing left to split. They find the edge of every door, as if the door might be a shield. Grip and release. Grip and release. The hands that held the axe still shake. They grip the air for something's sake.
Hendur heldur öx í skjálfaðin.
Þær grípa loft fyrir einhver sakir. I carved a spoon for her last night. The wood was soft, the knife was sharp. But when I finished, what I held was not a spoon, but just a thing. Too thin to use, too small to keep. Grip and release. The hands that held the axe still shake.
The hands that held the axe still shake.
They grip the air for something's sake.
Hendur heldur öx í skjálfaðin.
Þær grípa loft
Fyrir einhver sakir. He reached across to touch the child. His fingers stopped an inch from skin. He looked at them as if they held a thing he could not put back in. He closed his fist and pulled away. The boy looked up and did not cry, but something in that space between the hand and face will never die. The hands that held the axe still shake. They grip the air for something's sake.
Hendur heldur öx í skjálfaðin.
Hendur heldur öx í skjálfaðin.
Þær grípa loft
Fyrir einhver sakir.
Grip and release. Grip and release. Grip and release.
The boys run through the village square with sticks for swords and shields of bark.
They scream the names their fathers screamed, but laugh at what they do not know. The killing is a game to them.
They learned it watching us. The children play at what we did. They laugh at graves we tried to hit.
Börnin leika at því við gerðum.
Þau hlæja at gröfum við fólum.
My son holds his stick like his father holds the axe.
Same grip, same angle, same white knuckle line.
He does not know he learned it, the way the river does not know. It learned to bend from stone.
They learned it watching us.
The children play at what we did. They laugh at graves we tried to hid. Börnin leika at því við gerðum.
Þau hlæja at gröfum við fólum.
The smallest boy fell down today. He cut his lip against a rock. The blood ran and the game went still. The others stared the way men stare. When someone in the line falls first, and for one breath they were not boys, they were a shield wall watching loss. Then someone laughed, and it was gone.
The children play at what we did. They laugh at graves we tried to hid.
Börnin leika at því við gerðum.
Þau hlæja at gröfum við fólum.
To begin. No order came, no horn was blown, but every man sits by his door and draws the stone along the edge. The sound is all the village hears. Stone and steel, stone and steel. The stone grinds slow, the blade grows keen. We sharpen what should not be seen.
Stein slipar seint en ek verður
hvessum það ei skyldi sjást. The women do not ask us why. The children stop their games and watch. The dogs lie flat against the ground, and even smoke hangs still in air, as if the world has learned to wait. Stone and steel, stone and steel. The stone grinds slow, the blade grows keen. We sharpen what should not be seen.
Stein slípar seint, en eig verður hvöss.
Þér hvessum það ei skyldi sjást. I sat beside old Gunnar's bench. His hands moved slower than the rest. He sharpened nothing that would cut. The blade was worn down to the spine, but still he drew the stone across, because the sound is what we need. Not sharpness, not the edge, not war, just proof our hands still know the way. Slow, the blade grows keen. We sharpen what should not be seen.
Stein slípar seint, en eig verður hvöss.
Þér hvessum það ei skyldi sjást. Timber deep, the stakes cut clean. But now the war has gone away. The walls still stand and we still stay. And what was built to save has caged. Too well, the walls were built too well to fall. They hold us in more than they hold all.
Veggirnir voru of vel reistir. Þeir halda oss inni meir en öðrum úti.
I walk the perimeter at dawn, the same route every morning, same. I check the joints, I test the rope. I press my hand against the grain and feel the pulse of something trapped. Too well, the walls were built too well to fall. They hold us in more than they hold all.
Veggirnir voru of vel reistir.
march to war took 14 days. We counted every step in mud. But peace has lasted 90 now. And every morning feels the same. The longest march is standing still. Still marching, still marching. Peace is the longest march we know. It leads us where we fear to go. Friðr lengsta gangan við þekkjum. Hún leiðir oss þangað við rótumst. I wake, I eat, I mend the fence. I split the wood, I feed the horse. I do the things that living asks, but every task is just a step on ground that goes in circles now. Still marching, still marching. Peace is the longest march we know. It leads us where we fear to go. Friðr lengsta gangan við þekkjum. Hún leiðir oss þangað við rótum. He walks the fence line every dusk, from post to post and back again. I timed him once from through the door, the same pace as the march he told me of, the one through ice toward the river crossing. He does not know his legs still count the distance between here and death. His body never left that road. Peace is the longest march we know. It leads us where we fear to go. Friðr lengsta gangan við þekkjum. Hún leiðir oss þangað við rótum. Still marching, still marching, still marching, still marching. Still marching. The dogs have not slept right in days. They press their ears against the ground and whimper at the things they hear. Below the dirt, below the frost, where men have bled and men will bleed. They smell
The dogs raise heads before the horn. They know the war before it's born.
Hundarnir lyfta höfðum áður en lúður hljómar.
Þeir víta hernaðinn áður en hann fæðist.
Old Rolf's hound will not come inside. It stands at the gate and faces north. The same direction the last raid came. The fur along its back stands wrong, like grass before the storm bends flat.
They smell it coming.
The dogs raise heads before the horn. They know the war before it's born.
Hundarnir lyfta höfðum áður en lúður hljómar.
Þeir víta hernaðinn áður en hann fæðist.
I found the dog beside the palisade. Its nose pressed hard against the gap between the logs where air comes through. It breathed in deep and then breathed out and turned to look at me the way a man looks at another man the night before they march at dawn. It knew, and I knew that it knew, and neither of us made a sound!
The dogs raise heads before the horn. They know the war before it's born.
Hundarnir lyfta höfðum áður en lúður hljómar.
Þeir víta hernaðinn áður en hann
No word was passed from hall to hall. No runner came, no flame was lit. But every man walked to his shed and pulled the shield down from the nail and checked the rim, the grip, the weight. Without a word, without a word. Every man checks his shield at night. No order given, just the right.
Hver maður afþugar skjöld sinn at nótt.
Engin skipun gefin aðeins réttur. They test the leather where it cracked. They oil the wood that winter dried. They count the rivets with their thumbs, the way a blind man reads a face. Each dent a battle, each scratch a name. Without a word, without a word. Every man checks his shield at night. No order given, just the right.
Hver maður afþugar skjöld sinn at nótt.
Engin skipun gefin aðeins réttur.
I found him in the dark beside the bed, the shield across his knees like a sleeping child. his fingers tracing circles on the face, the way he used to trace my cheek before the first war took his hands and gave them back with different purpose. Now he holds the shield away. He should be holding what he loves.
Every man checks his shield at night. No order given, just the right.
Þeir maður aðhugar skjöld sinn at nótt.
Engin skipun gefin, aðeins réttur. Skipun gefin, aðeins réttur.
The wind turned north this morning. I felt it on the back of my neck. The same side the scar runs down, and every man who stood outside stopped what he was doing and looked up. No one spoke. The wind shifts and no one speaks. The silence tells us what war seeks. Vindurinn snýst og enginn mælir. Þögnin segir oss hvað hernaður leitar. The smith put down his hammer first. Then Hakon set the rope aside. Old Bjorn closed his hand around the post. The women gathered cloth from lines and pulled their children through the doors. No one spoke.
The wind shifts and no one speaks. The silence tells us what war seeks.
Vindurinn snýst og enginn mælir. Þögnin segir oss hvað hernaður leitar.
I was hanging linen when it turned. The wet cloth swung and slapped my face. And in that cold I tasted iron. The same taste from the night they brought my brother back across the horse. The wind does not carry smell this far, but war has never needed wind. It sends its taste ahead like dogs that run before the hunter comes.
The wind shifts and no one speaks. The silence tells us what war seeks.
Vindurinn snýst og enginn mælir. Þögnin segir oss hvað hernaður leitar. The silence tells us what war seeks. Vindurinn snýst og enginn mælir, þögnin segir oss hvað hernaður leitar.
In the ground last night, a pulse beneath the frozen dirt. The drum that no one struck still spoke. It shook the water in the pail. It woke the dogs, it cracked the frost. It comes, it comes, it comes. The drum will sound, the drum will call. That waited by the door, the hands that shook the shield we checked, the stone we dragged across the edge, the gate we kept but shut with rope. All of it was for this sound.
It comes, it comes.
The drum will sound,
The drum will sound.
the drum will call,
The drum will call.
and we will rise,
And we will rise.
or we will fall.
Oh, we will
Tromman mun ljóma,
mun kalla.
tromman mun kalla.
Við munum rísa eða við munum falla.
I placed my hand flat on the ground and felt the beat come up through bone. The same rhythm my chest has held since the day I first marched south. I thought the drum had stopped inside me. I thought the peace had drowned it out. But it was only sleeping in the dirt, waiting for the earth to say the word. The drum,
The drum, the drum, the drum.
the drum,
The drum, the drum, the drum.
the drum,
The drum, the drum, the drum.
the drum. The drum will sound,
The drum will sound.
the drum will call,
The drum will call.
and we will rise,
And we will rise.
or we will fall.
Oh, we will trumman mun ljóma.
Tromman mun ljóma,
Mun kalla.
tromman mun kalla.
Við munum rísa eða við munum falla. We lie down when the sky goes dark. We close the doors, we bank the fire.
But no man sleeps the way he did before the first blood touched his hands. We rest with one ear on the ground. Open eyes. Open eyes. We sleep with open eyes at night.
The dark is where we learn to fight.
Wir sofum með opnum augum at nótt. Myrkrið þar sem við lærum að berjast. My wife says I stand in my sleep. She found me once beside the door, my hand against the frame like oak. My eyes were wide but seeing nothing, just the feel that never leaves. Open eyes.
Open eyes.
Open eyes.
We sleep with open eyes at night.
The dark is where we learn to fight.
Wir sofum með opnum augum at nótt. Myrkrið þar sem við lærum að berjast.
I wake to find him sitting up, his back against the wall like stone. He watches where the shadows bend and counts the breaths of sleeping children. The way a sentry counts the watch. He does not know that I am watching. The man who guards us from the dark is the only one the dark still holds.
Open eyes. Open eyes. Open eyes.
Open eyes!
Open eyes.
Open eyes!
We sleep with open eyes at night.
The dark is where we learn to fight.
Wir sofum með opnum augum at nótt. Myrkrið þar sem við lærum að berjast. We sleep with open eyes at night.
The dark is where we learn to fight.
Sofum með opnum augum at nótt.
Myrkrið þar sem við lærum að berjast. I swore an oath before the war. My hand on iron, my knee on earth. The words were simple, hold the line. And when the line was held, I thought the oath would lift like morning fog. did not lift. The oath does not expire with peace.
It holds until the last release.
Heiðrin rennur ei út með friði.
Hann helst til hinstu losnar.
He swore to stand beside his brothers, to hold the shield and never turn. But now his brothers sleep in mounds, and he still stands beside their names. An oath to ghosts is still an oath.
It did not lift.
The oath does not expire with peace.
It holds until the last release.
Heiðrin rennur ei út með friði.
And helst till hinstu losnar.
I went to where we swore the oath, the iron ring still in the ground. I knelt and tried to give it back. I said the words in reverse like prayer. I pulled the ring, but it held fast. The earth had swallowed half the iron, the way the oath has swallowed half of me. And what remains is not enough to live, but just enough to keep the word.
It holds. It holds.
It holds, it holds, it holds.
Does not expire with peace.
It holds until the last release.
Heiðrin rennur ei út með friði.
Hann helst til hinstu lausnar. Heiðrin rennur ei út með friði.
Hann helst til hinstu losnar. Heiðrin rennur ei út með friði.
Hann helst til hinstu lausnar. The blade still waits beside the door. The smoke still rises without fire. The women count but do not speak. The children swing their sticks like swords. And every dog still faces north. We breathe, we wait. Between the walls we breathe, we wait.
The silence is not peace but fate.
Milli, stríðanna, öndum, bíðum. Þögnin ei friðr, heldur, örlög. The walls still hold the gate still barred. The march still circles without end. The shield still rests across his knees. The oath still binds what war has left. And open eyes still watch the dark. We breathe, we wait.
Between the wars we breathe, we wait.
The silence is not peace but fate.
Milli, stríðanna, öndum, bíðum.
Þögnin friðr, heldur, örlög.
I asked him once what peace feels like. He held his breath for 7 counts, then let it go and said that's peace.
The space between the breath you hold and the breath you have to take. Not rest, not end, not home, not safe. Just lungs that fill because they must, and empty out before the drum. We breathe.
We breathe. We breathe.
We breathe,
We breathe.
we breathe, we breathe.
Between the wars we breathe.
Between the wars we breathe, we wait.
The silence is not peace but fate.
Milli, stríðanna, öndum, bíðum.
Þögnin friðr, heldur, örlög. The blade still waits beside the door.